I didn't know this was here either. I was going to collaborate with him when we did those projects together. So I got some. Oh, yeah.
Never has to make you point. All right, so when I first started, I went for a long walk on the beach. I lived on Route 5 and ended up walking like 4 miles down on the shoreline. It started raining, so we took Route 5 home. And I found that in the garbage. So I wanted it all put that on there. So like the second thing I was like, that was just for fun. So I put that on like the bottom of like the table. And then I was like, and my aunt, while I was doing that, my aunt asked me to do that with one of them. And like she explained what she wanted me to do. And I was like, I had no idea what I was doing in this trial and error. So then I made 2 of them.
Was that her dog?
Yeah, she wanted to put a check, you know. She retired and moved to Florida. I didn't have any room. So I ended up doing one. So I finally found it easier. But for doing those,
you want me to get in there?
It's kind of fun. So I started making them and doing them stuff like that. Generosity to my grandchild for his baptism, and my son, for his son. The process is pretty simple. Good designer drawing. Make the wonder card. Cuts it super quick and easy. And so then I have like all kinds of like cut out pieces and I'll tape it together. Like that. And do like a background. And then I'll have aquarium fly mostly, right?
Whatever you want.
Yeah. Then we'll start with like any design and then just cut and go. Clean it, accordingly. I go over a sanding sealer and finish on top of that. Sometimes I'll like put it in way it and do something like a little chair. For example. And then I'll put like tape it right to like near and then cut it out and tape it. So then I just keep adding to it.
Yeah. Will you make something out of that that's all little pieces?
Yes.
Wow. That's impressive.
Yeah.
Are you inspired by Escher at all? MC Escher? The artist?
Wow. Yes.
Yeah.
Do you sometimes give let's say the client like several ideas to work with?
A lot of times, like I like when they have their own idea.
Okay.
Like something to do. This guy wanted me to do that. I was like, so already have the design.
Okay.
It's always nice thing, you know. But where I take ideas and put them together.
Do you work with any kind of wood, or is there a particular wood that's best for it?
Not really. Just like oak the most.
Okay.
Any questions?
How did you get started doing this?
I was looking into doing that for my aunt. Took me forever. I didn't know what I was doing. Trial and error. Yeah, neater. I came up with better ways to do it. Cutting it. Whatever.
How do you cut so that they fit together with such precision?
Overlapping. Like somebody fit together perfectly.
Even so, that takes a lot of skill to get
Yeah.
it.
Moves a lot.
A steady hand.
Use a lot of tape. Blue tape.
When you are inlaying into a piece of furniture that already exists, how do you get it to be flush with the top of it?
That's these out with the Dremel. Cut.
So do you draw it on first and then cut along the
Like physically on this, I would like take an X-Acto knife and trace exactly what I want. So that would be perfect, and then I can't go out of the lines with the Dremel.
So Jason, it looks like you can work with a real kind of a painterly style, but also do very linear work. Do you have a preference?
No. I like the more complicated people are hard to do. The more challenging like designs I like the best. Stuff that takes longer but like is hard.
I was, as you mentioned earlier, I press up a lot of his designs on the plywood forms, so yeah, it has a backbone to it. And he had come to me with, what was it, your grandfather or something in his rocking chair.
Yeah.
And it looked just like the photograph.
Wow.
And then there was a couple other things I did for him. So I asked him one day, I said, "You up for a challenge?" He says, "Yeah, what do you got?" And on my motorcycle, I don't know if you're familiar with Lady Luck. She's got dice earrings and, you know, whatever. And so I took a picture of it and I said, or he took a picture, and just even like just a little blue glint in her eye was a tiny little piece of blue veneer. You know, so I said, with the work we did, you said you find people hard.
But it was a challenge, you know. Yeah. That's why I want to do it, because if you don't do it right, it's gonna suck.
That's right.
Did you have a background in painting or sketching, anything that enabled you to create the designs and see the dimensions?
A lot like as a kid. My mom was kind of an artist, but she like always like got me like stuff to do it with. So it kind of always like drew painted or.
Is that your drawing back there?
Yeah, look at that. That's one of the things.
So you went to East Aurora High School. Did you take art classes when you were in high school?
We're the ones that made me. Any other questions?
So do you keep a lot of scraps because I was even thinking the project together. Do you just have like clothes that you might be able to fit into a project?
I was like throw them on a shelf or like
Yeah.
make a pile and like like out of my way, so then I throw them in that box up there.
Okay. They might come in handy someday for little slivers of blue or whatever you need. Okay.
You know, like especially if it's like a big piece and I like take a little piece out of it, you know.
And then you dye with colors too, right?
I mostly use food coloring.
How does that work? How does
Awesome.
okay.
So far I've never had a problem with it.
Do you seal it? Yeah, like to seal the color in? Like you just seal the whole thing out here.
Yeah. I'll put salmon sealer on it.
So you just take a paintbrush with food color? And...
Yeah.
Okay.
And like I don't know, blot it down.
Have you ever tried watercolors with it, with the wood?
I did. I had a hard time with the finish. The finish over it. This one's I don't like it, you know.
Well, it's very vibrant, your color that you have right here.
That's what I like. I love like
It really is.
Colors.
Yeah, super vibrant, you know.
Yeah.
You might have already said, but how many years have you been doing it?
So, 16 maybe.
And you've been in the shop here for a year, you said?
Was it over? Like before COVID.
Looks like you've been here forever.
I built most of that during COVID. Not here though, in my basement. You know,
So when are you open here in your shop for people who want?
mostly on the weekends. I have a daytime job.
Mostly on the
too.
weekends?
Yeah, I work all day.
Can they set up appointments?
Absolutely. You get a lot of walk-ins from the locksmith. If people are coming through,
Do you advertise?
you
No.
know, you know.
So it's pretty
Word
much
of mouth.
word.
How long would your average size piece take versus the bigger ones on the wall?
Between like 80 and 120 hours or something.
80 to 120, did you
Like
say?
if it's like something like you know, like for this, I made 2 of them, so it takes like twice the amount of time.
So the turtle piece on the wall over there, what gave you the idea for that? It looks like there's a depth, like you're looking down into water.
I actually made my mom a picture like that for like Mother's Day, and it's bigger and way better. Those were cutoff pieces that I had from when I made that. Because I'm not going to throw these out. Since that was man, it's better to turn it out.
You're a Grateful Dead fan.
I love the badge.
Do you?
Lots of toys up there. Tells a lot about your interests and your
They're actually all given to
inspiration.
me.
They were
Yeah.
people who know you well.
Yeah.
Yeah, your work is a lot of it is very playful. It's really makes you really want to kind of work, get into it.
Like my New Year's resolution is like to be more organized. So like it's organize everything, like in every aspect of everything. Like, all my screws are like all like sorted. Like
If you need to organize more, you can come to my shop.
so
I was thinking about
that's for COVID.
Do you keep it organized? Yeah, that's a mess. You have to start all over.
So I know. So I'll make a mess, but clean it up eventually.
Mask on the wall, is that for protect your face or a goalie?
Actually, I saw my dad's stuff when he passed away. So I
Oh
kept
my God.
It looks like a hockey
It was
mask.
1950, early 60 hockey
yeah.
mask.
I love hockey. I love the Sabres.
Reminds me of that last Halloween movie that's coming up this month.
Yeah,
Jamie
can't
Lee
wait.
Curtis and
Oh, that's
Yeah.
nice.
There you
Halloween
go.
ends.
yeah,
Can't wait.
not here.
So
No,
when you
no,
embed something, when you inlay it into the top of the surface, do you glue the pieces down in, or is it held just by the ceiling?
Glue it.
What kind of glue do you use?
What glue?
Shit, I'm thinking that as I'm saying. Is there like a certain manufacturer that you do like better?
Yeah, I've tried different things, but they all like messed up on me. Like, I don't know, like contacts now, or like I used all kinds of different stuff, but always had problems with metal.
Do you use it straight out of the crazy question, straight out of the container, or do you thin it out a little bit?
That can be messy sometimes.
Oh my god, I made a mess.
Yeah,
Like,
yeah.
it gets all over.
And then it's
I
hard
have a
to,
wet rag, so it kind of cleans up.
yeah.
So with a wet rag, if it oozes up between the pieces at all, you can actually wipe it down?
Oh, that's what I was thinking. That stuff
Yeah.
can be really, awful to get off.
You know, like I know, like, if there's like ooze out, I'll scrape with a razor blade. And clean this off. Or have Jack vacuum press it.
This has been wonderful. Thank you so much.
Yeah.
Anyone else have a question?
What projects are you working on now? Like the one behind you, is that going to be something specific?
Yeah, the same one to make this, and then I started making. I want to do like shows, so I'm just making stuff for that.
Oh, great.
Starting to build up stuff to do that next summer.
So you'll be here for people to see when we do our winter show. You'll probably be open that weekend.
I was going for the summer.
I suggest you look up Escher.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You really should
Oh,
see his
yeah.
I'll
work.
bring them up.
Very, very
Cool.
similar.
Thank you. That'd be
Yeah,
great.
it's mind blowing.
Yeah.
His work.
Cool. Thank you.
Definitely.
Sometimes you'll end up with a headache different,
We've
trying to
got-
figure out what
Or a
it's.
teacher or something.
Yeah.
No,
Yeah.
Super
it's really
It's
something.
fun though.
Yeah, you'll be. It's unbelievable.
Cool. Yeah. Thank you.
Your shop's really cool. I like it.
Yeah,
I like
Nice
that.
layout. Mhm.
When I Jim Cortez emailed me one night and he's like opening up a room next door. He's like, want me to talk to him about it? And I'm like, sure, like that'd be super cool. So like he like cleaned out the whole room. Took a long time. It was like storage, it was packed. And then he moved everything like over here. And then I moved in. I'm like, well, this room is really big and expensive. And I was like, I don't need this big space. So he's like, all right, Jay, I think you got another room. And he cleaned out the room next door. And then my stuff didn't fit in there. So, no, this room's too small. So I cleaned out this room. And that was perfect.
You do a lot of sketching up there.
Oh, I love it.
The
Sitting in
natural
window
light.
with,
Yeah.
like,
Mhm.
you put the window open and it's super awesome. Like the winter time, it's nice and warm up there. It's freezing down here.
It's really cool.
So, yeah. My stairs are all odd. There's not an even number in there except for like the second stair.
That's not a code.
I know. But plus I figured like, I don't know, I had like this, and then I found like a crate that the upstairs had like artwork coming from like, I don't know, somewhere far away. And then they were throwing it out. He's like, you want it? I'm like, sure. What am I gonna do with that? And tons of scrap wood. So I was like, put my drafting table up there. So I made that, all that scrap wood.
Wow. Right by the window.
Yeah. It's perfect.
Right, yeah.
A lot of character. Mhm.
So are you open in the winter at all on weekends?
I like to be. Try to be.
An oil heater would work well in here. It does in my basement.
It gets really warm and toasty.
Oh, good.
Yeah.
So you will be here during the holidays.
Yeah.
Wow. Anyone else?
The veneers that you use, where do you get them from? And are there like some that are more expensive than others because of the type of wood?
Burl's really expensive. Well, Jack gives me a lot here, but I go to certainly Woods over in South Wales. When I first started, I'd always go like, I was like, do you have like small like scrap stuff? So they like put like 2 dumpsters on both sides of like the place, and I just like filled them up both for me. So then I had tons of them, So I was like, so I stopped getting some unless I needed like a certain kind. I started making a box of it. Boxes of like super nice stuff and apps.
Would you ever consider, or do you teach classes?
I don't think anybody would want to do it. But I mean, I would if somebody wanted to do it.
Do customers ask for particular types of work to be done? Or do they leave it to you?
A lot of them leave it to me, but sometimes I like try to get them to do it. Like making this for somebody. So I made him like pick out what he wanted. It makes my life easier. It's kind of like the hardest part of the whole job.
Yeah. Trying to imagine what a person would want.
Yeah. I always go through it with them, but a lot of the time they don't care.
Yeah.
Do you sketch everything out first, or do they typically come with something that they?
3/4 of the time I do it myself. Once in a while, I'll have or
So like this is somebody's table.
That
And
they
they want
brought
it,
you.
and they.
yeah,
they want-
where I'm putting on there.
Yeah. Very nice.
He's
But
coming
that's-
tomorrow to pick up the
But
You
sometimes
gonna
the customers
inlay
will bring the furniture over if they want.
Are you gonna inlay board on there or overlay it?
Are you inspired by the mandalas at all? Tibetan mandala?
Not really.
No. I see the chair there. It just reminded me of the circular mode
Yeah.
in the middle.
I know that.
It looks like a Tibetan symbol.
It does. I did that for my friend Eric. Present. I did a table for him when he had a baby. We found it in like an old barn at his grandparents' house, and it was like 10 coats of paint on it. But I did the table and it came out really nice. And then he's like, "Where's the chair that goes with it?" I'm like, "Oh no." So I did that for him too.
What building is this?
The furniture building.
I don't know how many of you saw the floor lamp that Jason, myself, and Yvonne did the art gallery last year. But Jason inlaid all the, what was it, ginkgo on the front?
Something like that.
About 4 foot on the front of the.
That's a beautiful piece.
So I'm building 3 more actually. I really go for this. One for each of us.
That's nice.
Any other questions? No.
Nice space,
Thank you.
really nice space.
I had a TV here, but I had to get rid of it because I used it too much.
Just for it. Yep.
Netflix movies while I'm working. But I had to get rid of it.
Listen to books on tape. That's a good thing to do.
And stand-up comedy and podcasts.
Yeah,
And
yeah.
live concerts.
Yeah. Your hands are busy and your brain is busy.
Yeah.
Same thing. Sometimes I have to turn it off though because I can't do whatever my hands are supposed to be doing.
Yeah.
Do you use the computer for business end, or do you do design and things on? Makes it look good.
So are the glass plates just to weight them down?
Yeah.
Hi, I'm Lisa. It's JR.
Yeah, right there.
Yeah.
I designed all that.
It up for me, so I was like,
So nice to
It was
have
after our
you.
collaborative project because I did the planning. I was like, I have this project. So did you do the wood piece? I forget what.
no, not yet.
You
Still on the back burner. That's why I was sitting there.
So did the painting, that's finished then? Like,
Yeah.
So yeah.
Not yet. No.
Well,
You know.
I think the front of it.
So you're gonna take that drawing that and do it as an inlay? Or just?
Yeah, but I'm gonna get it copied.
That's gorgeous.
You know? So it's still like an exact copy. Yeah, you can cut that up.
Right,
I can't
yeah.
believe you guys.
Oh, yeah.
Who he is.
So then all
Then
this
you can
stuff-
frame that and prints of it and sell the prints.
Yeah. Right. I think I did that.
I can't remember.
I don't either, but I think I did that. The president votes for stopping
He's into, at least, I think his wife by
Yeah.
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 Oh,
Choose maybe your website. Yeah.
Very talented.
Thank you.